Hello there, welcome to another part of the FS Masterclass, and today's video is about how to load your images onto your editing software. So without further ado, I have some images that I'm going to be using for this particular course here. Of course, these are available for you to download and use the same. Many of them are all-time images, so I have them in JPEG format. There's a time I was hardly shooting RAW, but I'm also going to get some raw images and share it with you in the folder. So for my practical, I'm going to be using this image here, and I'm going to be retouching this image and getting rid of many of the things that you see we should get rid of. Okay, so for me to work on this image, of course, I have to get it loaded in Photoshop. So without further ado, let me get my Photoshop running. I'm using Photoshop 2025. It's a paid version. Yeah, so I stopped using cracked software a while back. So nowadays I just pay for my softwares, and I get all the benefits of using legit software. So here's my Photoshop, and there's two ways for you to load your images into your editing softwares. The first one is from within the software, and the second one is from where the file is. So let me start with the easiest. The easiest way to open your files in Photoshop is simply to drag and drop. So go to the location of your photos, and here are mine. Then I'm just going to drag and drop this image onto the software. So holding your mouse down, drag it, bring it to the icon. Once you get this copy name written, you can let it go like that, and it's going to open in the software. So being a JPEG image, it is going to load directly into the main editing interface of Photoshop, and from here you can start working on the image. The difference between that and a raw image is, for the raw image, it is going to open on the camera raw filter. So let me open a raw image in the same process. So let me go here. I have a raw image here. Should be raw. Is it? Yes, it is. Because if you open a raw image in Picasa like that, it's going to lose color like that. So that's a raw image. So I'm going to do the same for the raw image. I'm going to drag and bring it to Photoshop like that. Now, there's one mistake you need to avoid doing. Do not drop your photo here, because if you drop your photo here, what is going to happen, instead of your photo opening in a new window, it is going to open as a layer in this particular image. So bring your photo up here until it writes copy, okay, here in the title bar. So once you bring it here next to the previously opened one, let it go, and it's going to load and open the camera raw window for you. So you see where the raw file opens, to enable you to make the changes that a raw file needs to be edited in before getting your software into the main editing interface. So for example, maybe you want to tweak your photo a bit, maybe adjust the highlights, adjust the white, raise the shadows a bit, mess with the blacks a bit, maybe dehaze the image a bit to get it a bit contrasty, add a bit of exposure, lift my shadows a bit more like that. So once I'm done doing this, I can now open the image onto the main editing interface. In case I want to see my before and after, I can just hit Q, and now you can see on the left is the before, on the right is the after. So once I'm satisfied with whatever changes I've made here, I'm going to click open like that, and the image is going to load now in Photoshop next to the previous one. Okay, now I have two of them open. I have my JPEG file open here, and I have my raw file open here. So that is one of the ways of loading images in Photoshop, and that is dragging and dropping the file from the file location to the software itself. And like I said, when you're dragging a second image, bring that particular image next to the title bar of the previous image like that. Otherwise, if you drop it here, it's going to become a layer in this image. Okay, now you see I now have two layers. My second image is now a layer in this image. But what I was supposed to do, let me delete that. I was supposed to drag the image, then bring it next to the title bar of the previous image, like right there, then release it here. And now you can see the difference is it opens in a window of its own. Okay, so the second way of opening images in Photoshop, let me close all of these, is from the open menu in the software. So go to File, then click on open or control O, then navigate to where your files are. So I'm going to copy my file location. Here it is, control C. I'm going to copy my address bar. Then I'm going to go to Photoshop. I'm going to paste it here, control V, enter. And I have my images here. I'm going to select the images that I want, and then I'm going to click open. So same process, but instead of dragging and dropping, I'm going to the file menu, then picking on open, and the same applies for your raw files. Also, these are JPEG image. Then I'm going to go to file, then open. Then I'm going to pick my raw file once again. Here it is. Then I'm going to click open. Okay, so it's going to load in the camera raw window like it had, but because I've done some changes previously, one of the benefits of working with a raw file is once you save once you do some changes to the file, those changes get saved as a separate file. So if I go to my file location, you can see right next to the raw file we have this .xmp file, and now what this has, it carries all the information that we have done to the image after opening. So in case we delete this particular file, we are going to lose the changes we have made to the image. So go back to Photoshop. We already have our changes, but in case you're making some changes, you can make some changes here, your shadows, your whites, your highlights, your blacks, your nini. Then you can click on open, and after that you are ready to do your frequency separation. So that is how you load your images in Photoshop. You know, some things are very obvious and they are very frequently ignored by trainers and content creators, but I always say as Malimu, I want to seal every gap possible, and that includes simple things like just loading your images onto your software the right way. So once you have your images open in your software, you're going to have a new layer called the background, and you're ready to start working. So see you guys in the next one as we get started with the process of separation and making sense of what happens from the point that we have just one layer to the point that we have 4 new layers and a group. So see you in the next one.